Good morning. Welcome to the famous Foxes Aftermath show, as my colleague Tom keeps calling it. So that's the name I'm going to stick with. Welcome to the famous Aftermath Foxes show. We're going to talk about Brighton today. We've got Adi from Albion Raw going to join us in a few minutes. And hopefully some people are travelling down. We might get a chat with someone. So I think we better get going.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Are you ready for the show? Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everard's, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie and Co-Estate Agents. We want your views, we want your comments, so join us live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Morning all, how the devil are you? Like I said, we've got Adi on from Albion Raw today to preview the Brighton game. So I'm a bit confuzzled at the minute. Just a few things went wrong just then, but I've got lots of people watching. Morning, Matthew, how the devil are you? Ross, are you good? Anthony, are you good? Stephen, we're all here. Everyone's here. Maz, Susan, morning. Hayden, the Leicester Fox. Hi, come on, you Foxes. Yes. Brilliant show before the game. Yes, it was a bit like lockdown. You had my lovely face, my face for radio, first thing in the morning before the game, so it wasn't quite an aftermath go. Yes, smash them likes. Please join us. Please help us reach our 8,000 total. We're nearly there. We're very nearly there. Well, enough of me slobbering on and waffling on. Let's bring Adi in and discuss all about Brighton and Hove Albion. Morning, Adi. How are you, pal?
Good morning. I'm very well. It's morning though, so I could do a bit still being in bed, to be honest. But my missus had other ideas this morning. So,
so what's it like in sunny Brighton? What have the fans got to look forward to while they're travelling down? What's the weather like?
It's very grey and overcast today, so it's good seeming weather for cricket, but it's not so good. It's nice and cool, but hopefully at the end the sun's going to come out a little bit later on and burn some of that off, and we'll have a nice sunshine-filled Amex for everyone to enjoy this afternoon.
I like a nice outswinger on a Sunday morning sometimes.
I'm going to leave that one there, I think.
Yeah, I think we're better. on that one. Right then, Adi, let's talk about the game. This was your team. Let me just get it up. This was your team for last week.
Yep.
What kind of changes do you think you will have from that?
We have learned to never second guess a Graham Potter side. He does tend to pick horses for courses. I don't think it's going to be too different. The one change I would possibly expect to see would be Alexis McAllister coming back in. He's tended to this season so far. He started all the home games and started on the bench away from home, but he's been having an impact both ways. So, I mean, that's someone who we would probably see come in, possibly for Welbeck or Morpay, but we'll see. I think that Alexis is just one of those players which we were just really, really warming to. It's taken him a while to hit the ground running. I mean, he came over from Argentina. It was very difficult for him. All his family was still in Argentina, and then we got locked down. So I mean, it's taken him a while to settle. But from when he's come in, the guy. I mean, he's 23. He's already played for the Argentina first team. He was away at the Olympics with them as well, and he's a player which we're really, really enjoying at the moment. He's just he's the heir apparent to Messi, obviously, because he's got a number 10 on his back and he's Argentinian. But
see, I read somewhere the other day, yesterday, that Webster's out. Is that
yeah?
right?
He's going to be out for they reckon 3 to 4 games. Did a hamstring at Brentford last week, so he's going to be out. So I mean, I suspect we'll play 3 at the back. We'll have Veltman will come into the middle. Cucurella has made his debut at Brentford, so he'll probably continue on the left. It's a different one. The way that Graham Potter, we've got probably play a goalkeeper in the centre of the defence and a midfielder up front or something like that.
Please.
But it's and it will, and you know what? The way that Graham does it, it will work because the guy's a genius.
Just going on about defenders, you sold Ben White to Arsenal for 50 million. Was he worth? I mean, when we sold Maguire for 80 million, he wasn't worth 80 million. Was Ben White worth 50 million?
Well, Ben White's worth 50 million for a start, but but what Arsenal have got there, I mean, in the current climate, if a club wants to buy a talented English player, then that's the going rate, unfortunately. But it's I mean, what Arsenal have done, they've bought the potential. I don't think he's a finished article. He's not going to sort out their defence by a long shot. What Arsenal have done, they've bought our third best English qualified centre back. He needs someone like Lewis Dunk alongside him. He needs someone like Adam Webster alongside him, someone who's going to do the donkey work so that he can actually do what he's best at. And you know, he's got the potential to be go all the way. He's you know, people have compared his style of play to that of Bobby Moore, and I can see the comparison to the style of play. But he's very, very young. But he does need better players alongside him in order for him to shine. And Arsenal just haven't got a really transfer plan, really. I'm not quite sure what they're doing, but they've got a very good player there, and they've got him on a long contract, and hopefully the potential will sign. We just wanted to do really, really well. But you know, 50 million, you know, it's plugged a hole. Is
he actually a local lad? Is he a Sussex lad?
No, he's localish. He's from I think Southampton way. He was
that's a bit like that to you, isn't it? It's a bit
yeah, we don't care about Southampton. So it's just everyone tries to tell us it's a derby when we play Southampton, and actually they try and tell us it's a derby when we play Bournemouth as well. I mean, anyone who lives here and tried to travel there, it takes 2 hours to get there. I mean, that's obviously a derby, isn't it?
Right. Talking of travelling, I've got Reedy, our content team, on one of the buses on the way down, so I'm going to bring him in and see where he is. Morning, Reedy. How are you, pal?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Whereabouts are you? I know you're on a bus, but whereabouts are you?
No idea, to be honest. We're about 2 hours off bus now, so we're probably about just under halfway there. But yeah,
just under halfway. Have you been to the Amex Stadium before, Reedy, or is this the first time?
Yes, I've been there. I think 3 or 4 times now.
Have you? And have you ever seen Leicester lose yet?
I think I was there.
I can answer that question.
I can answer that question as well. No, you haven't seen them lose yet.
Actually, we have beaten you at the Amex, but not in the Premier League.
Not in the Premier League, yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because the record here is played 8, won 6, and drew 2, and you haven't won any yet, AD. Sorry to say.
Well, you know, I mean, we all know what's going to happen today. Jamie Vardy will score his inevitable goal against us, but you know that'll be the one in your consolation in the 89th minute after we put 6 past you, obviously. But
you're not going to do what you did to us last time when we won the championship. You came to ours the next game, and
but then you signed Leo after that, so you know.
Is he still one of your favourite players, Leo?
Not really. No, I mean, look, we have good players pass through all the time, and Leo was a very, very, very good player. One that there's some iconic moments. In the pre-match montage on the big screen at the stadium, there'll be a goal that he scored at Forest in the last minute of injury time to get us into the playoffs a few years ago. I mean, we loved him down here, but you know, it wasn't here for that long to really earn the love that someone like Glenn Murray or Bobby Zamora has.
Right. Adrian's just asked a question. You've got some pretty tall defenders there. Oh, he's just gone. Has he gone? Is he still there?
No, I'm still here.
Are you still here? Oh, you just pictures just froze a second. You've got some pretty big defenders. Adrian wants to know, who is taller, Vestergaard or Dunk? Because Vestergaard looks huge.
Well, Vestergaard scored a very good goal for Southampton last season, actually, at the Amex. But Vestergaard will be taller than Dunkey for sure. But We've actually just signed a player that's taller than Dan Burn. I mean, Dan Burn's like 8'6" when he's lying down. So when
he's the left back, isn't he?
Well, he's actually a centre back, but we played him at left back last year, and he's been out injured for a while. But he could possibly be coming back in today, actually. But he's no longer the tallest player at the club because we just signed a goalkeeper from Ajax, Sherpen, who's actually taller than Dan. And the thing is, when you're watching the commentary on the telly, I mean, you know, everyone gets their bingo cards out, and it's a case of how long will it take them to say Dan Burn is tall. I mean, you know, be more imaginative, please. You know, it's like
it's the same as when we play Southampton. You have a bit of a bingo card to see how many times they mention 9-0 when we play Southampton.
Yeah, but you never get bored of that one, though, right?
No, we never get bored of that at all. So, Reedy, what's the feeling on the bus? Is it going to be a win, a victory? What's the people saying? You must have talked to a few people while you're on the bus.
Well, most people are saying it's a must-win today, and I think it is because obviously we've lost against West Ham.
Oh, Reedy has gone. The time you talk sense.
There it is. Exactly to keep climbing the table. We need to keep climbing the table. If we lose or draw today, it's not going to look good in the table wise. Because obviously if Arsenal win this weekend or if they've already won, then they'll
they beat Burnley yesterday. They beat Burnley yesterday. Arsenal did.
So they're on 6 points. If we don't win again today, it means that we're still on the same points as them. So we've got to keep climbing the table for.
I mean, talking about results, Ada, you've had 3 pretty good results against Brentford, Watford, and Burnley. Your 3 wins.
Yeah,
but you haven't played anybody of note of like not counting us like the so-called top 6.
Well, I disagree. I mean, we played Everton and lost. But I mean, to be honest, I mean, last season we were the XG champions of the world. And
you were what?
We were the XG champions of the world last year. And,
yeah.
It was basically we lost or dropped points against a lot of teams that finished below us or were challenging, and around the same area of the table as us. And you know that we've beaten those sides this year. That's a good start. Not 9 points on the board already. It took us until November to get 9 points last season. So, it's a good start, and you can only beat what the fixture list puts in front of you, right? And the next one is Leicester. It's you lot today. We go into the game full of confidence. The Amex will be full and rocking, and we'll want to continue the good start. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you can worry about climbing the table and getting above Arsenal all you want. Don't look at the table until after you play 10 games. It's simple as that. It's early days. No, players are still bedding in. The transfers aren't necessarily settled. And there's preseason injuries. Obviously, you've obviously had a game Thursday as well, which is I guess is an advantage for us because we haven't had a midweek game. So and you put out a very strong side in that game. So
we rested Jamie Vardy. That was Barnes. Sorry, Tielemans, Vardy. We rested Maddison. We rested Kevin. We rested as well. So they had a bit of a rest. Hopefully, like you say, hopefully they're not too well. I was going to say jet lag. Then that's me being in Spain thinking of travelling. Hopefully they're not too leg weary for that. So it might.
There is the bonus that you were playing at home, so you didn't have too much travel, and you probably would have liked today's game to be at home as well. But
it would have been nice.
But it's I mean, at the end of the day, it's early doors. I mean, we've had a decent start. We're delighted with the start. We've certainly got players in the team to hurt you. We're glad that you're not firing on all cylinders, but we know Leicester are a very dangerous team. We know exactly what the game plan is going to be today. We'll have all the ball. You'll sit and try and contain us, and then hit us on the break. That is the Leicester way. And you've got the players to get in behind. So we're going to need to be on it to get anything out of the game today. We know that, but we're confident.
Reedy, I'm going to ask Aidan this question in another way around. What are you hoping to see from Leicester today, Reedy?
That's what I was about to say, because obviously they were saying that Brighton are a possession sort of team that we are as well, so it's going to be hard to kind of see who's going to have the ball most and who's going to be. I would admit, I think Brighton will have the ball more just because of how they play, but we'll probably be using a lot more of the counter with Barnes, Vardy. I think there might be another shock in the lineup today. I don't know
Reedy,
why.
Do you think Dakar will get a start today, or do you think?
I want to see him.
Or do you think Nacho will be in?
It's hard because obviously with the lineup we saw on Thursday, it's hard to kind of say. You think he could change it now for today? And I think maybe I would have risked Daka today instead of Daka in the Europa League, but I'd see Daka going again against someone like this to see what he can do. He didn't do bad against Napoli, so you never know. And I think maybe even assume their start. I really think there could be a shock from what we know. God, sorry, I'm singing now.
Right, yeah. Reedy, on that note, Reedy, I want you to stand up, say you're on Leicester Fan TV, and start a song. Lift your camera up.
Wheels on the bus go round.
You're part of the Leicester Fan TV. You can't. This is a challenge. I have to do them all the time.
It's called self-promotion, mate. You got to do it.
Come on, Reedy, don't let us down. Stand up and start. Oh, Reedy. Oh, Reedy. Let's hope Jack comes on. Let's get Jack on. Yeah, he's not in yet, and Jack will do it for us because Reedy's been a bit of a Leicester lightweight there.
Yes, I am.
It's too early in the morning. He hasn't been to the bar yet.
So, Adi, you're not being asleep. Adi, so Reedy's just mentioned a few Leicester players. Who are you worried about the most, apart from like VAR? I mean, of course, it's going to be Jamie Vardy. You're hoping not to put one in and start doing.
No, he does tend to score. He does usually score against us. So I mean, that is the one that we're worried about. We know you've got you're dangerous all over the pitch. I mean, it's great for you to have Barnes back. Madison's not been in great form, but we know that he's one game away from getting his confidence back, and we've seen him hit. Well, actually, he got sent off for the Amex for cheating, which was nice. And
there's a stat for Madison. He hasn't contributed a goal or assist for 16 games.
Wow,
Premiership games. That's not him like him at all.
Do you think he had his head turned in the summer?
I think some, yes, but I think some of it is from the COVID-5 party just before we played West Ham. Since then,
he's never been the same.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Rodgers gave him a bit of an ear bashing, and he's not been the same since. He really hasn't.
Right. I mean, it's. I mean, we know that he's a decent player, and and he should be in the conversation for England when he's on form. But I don't know whether sometimes he believes his own hype a little bit. But yeah, no, we know that he has got the potential to be a danger man. I mean, you've got threats all over the pitch. We know what to expect. But we've got threats as well. We're always going to, as you mentioned, we've got the returning the renaissance of Shane Duffy at the back. He's looking great. We're delighted to have him back in the team. We've got Lewis Dunk, who should have been in the England squad in the summer.
We were in for Lewis Dunk a few years ago. I'm sure we were in for Lewis Dunk a few years ago, and it never materialised.
You weren't, but there was an awful lot of paper talk about it. Basically, it was the usual thing when the transfer window's open. You just sold Maguire for big money, and obviously that money is going to be all spent on another central defender apart from the fact you had already earmarked Soyuncu for that spot. And in the summer, it's a lot of agents talk, and if you're reading about it, it's not coming from the club. So there was never really anything in that story other than the fact, we need a central defender. Lewis Dunk's a bit good. We could have him. It's putting two and two together and making 500, unfortunately. And we've been seeing that all summer because of the money that we got for Ben White. Everyone's like, where's our striker? Why are we not spending that money on a striker? And it's like, hang on. You've forgotten we've just had this massive pandemic where we've had no revenue. We've had no people in the stadium. We've had no non-match day revenue. You know, there's a big black hole, and the thing with Brighton Hove Albion is we're a very, very well-run club, and we're not just going to spend money on just anybody. If the right player isn't available, we're not going to do the deal. And we've got an awful lot of players off the wage bill in the summer as well. But what we have got is one of the best managers in the country, possibly Europe. And what he said pre-season was that if we can't get the right player over the ball, I'm confident I can make these players better. They've had another year, underground. They've got another year older. The foreign players we've got have all settled. I mentioned Alexis McAllister there. He's certainly one that's going to benefit. We've got Danny Welbeck. He's back fit. We've got Neil Maupay. He's got now who's a stadium player. He needs fans in the stadium to riff off and wind up, basically.
A bit like Vardy.
Yeah. And you know, we've got a lot. And the biggest deal we did in the summer was hanging on to Yves Bissouma. So the fact that he's still at the football club is a massive plus for us. I mean, he did in an interview with Football Focus this week. He basically said he was asked who's the best midfielder in the country, and he said me. No. But I mean, he didn't say that in a big-headed way. He basically said that because I've got to believe that for me to operate and to improve, I've got to believe that I'm the best player. Doesn't necessarily mean I am, but I've got to believe that, and I like that confidence. And he is first name on the team sheet. He is just an absolute Rolls Royce of a footballer who would grace any team in challenging for titles around Europe. He's that good, and we're delighted that he's still here. Probably for not much longer. I think we'll hang on to him for this season, and then we'll get a big offer for him in the summer. And we've got a succession plan. We've got young players that we've signed already who are in the same mould of him, are improving. A couple of them have gone out on loan just to get game time to Moise Kachida, who's over a beer shot at the moment, which was a surprise that we let him go because we thought that he would be challenging for first team opportunities this year. But it's just a case of we've got 19 players out on loan at the moment, which is just crazy for us, really. But you know, that's the way that the football club's running at the moment. And the one thing you can guarantee with Graham Potter is that if you're good enough, you're old enough, and he will. And we've got a brilliant academy which is doing really, really. It's producing players, and they're all getting an opportunity to actually play in the first team. And that's a bit like our academy. And in the current climate where there isn't an infinite pot of money, it's you've got to have a successful academy particularly for clubs at our level who can't necessarily go out and pay 60, 70 million quid for a player. You've got to have an academy where you can bring the players through, and that unfortunately that's what we've got, and we've got a manager who's not afraid to give them the opportunity.
Radio AD, it's been the last question. It's been much appreciated you coming on this morning. I think you know what the question's going to be. The old score prediction. Come on then. What do you think the score prediction is going to be? Last one before you go.
Well, there was a brilliant game at the Amex against you lot in the Championship where we won 3-1, and I'm gonna go for that again. I think we're good. I think we've always stayed in games. We've always. No one's ever really no one's put 9 past us. Let's put it that way.
Not yet.
But if you are going to score 9 again, can you please just make sure it's against Crystal Palace? That would be nice. But it's I think there will be a home win. I think there's a possibility that I think it might be a draw. I think that the game midweek might have actually. Put a strain on that, but we've got to beat you at home in the Premier League at some point, and today would be a very, very good time to start.
It would be. I normally go for 2-2 Desmond away games, but we need a win, so I'm going to change my mind this week, and I'm going for a 2-1 win. I'm going for a 2-1 Leicester win. Normally I go for a point away from home, but I think we really do need a win this week just to play a little bit of catch up. If we're going to be challenging for the top 4, top 6, whatever you want, the fans want. We've got to. I think we need to win today. It's a big. Can you have a mid-table 6-pointer? Is that such a thing? A mid-table 6-pointer with Leicester and Brighton? I'm not sure. But
well, I mean,
I'll go for a 2-1
at our
today.
level, we know we want to be looking up rather than down. So if we can go into next week, we've got a tough run of games coming up. So if we can get up to 12 points going into those run, then I think we'll be doing really well, and it's a good start because, like I said, I mean, we're always in the conversation to finish in the bottom half of the table. We want to be in the conversation to finish in the top half, and let's face it, I mean, teams like Leicester are an inspiration to us, because I don't see an awful lot of difference between ourselves and you. We've played you. I can remember going to watch us play you in League One, and the rise that you've had, and the fact that you've actually won the league, and it's an inspiration because we're similar sized clubs, similar sized supporter base. It's an inspiration to anyone that it is possible. I mean, I can't see it ever happening again anytime soon, but it's nice to have that opportunity and to have that as a guide. And when you look at other teams that are of a similar size, someone like Ipswich, for instance, that it's an inspiration to them that they can actually get back up there and actually be successful again.
Ada, it's been much appreciated. I'm going to let you go so you can get on your bike and start riding to the ground today.
Yeah.
While you go past the seaside, looking at all the surfers doing their stuff.
Well, I'm going to cycle past Reedy's coach in a minute. He's going so slow. I mean, I'm still disappointed that he hasn't sung Wheels on the Bus at the moment, but
no.
I mean, I think he should do just to see. I reckon a good old rendition of Wheels on the Bus go round and round on a coach going to a football game. I think everyone on the bus will join in.
Reedy, on my first year anniversary of working for Leicester Fan TV, I was walking around Alcudia Market. I stood on a bench in the market and started singing Leicester songs. And it's live on Leicester Fan TV somewhere in the archives. And everyone was staring at me. So, Reedy, it's your last chance to be infamous for 5 minutes.
All right, thank you.
Oh, God.
I'm all right.
Ada, much appreciated. And we'll speak to you again next time we play, I think.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right, Ada. Cheers, pal. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Reedy, who were them people behind you a few minutes ago?
Person who's organising the bus and a few of the minty ladies.
So were they watching you live?
Yes.
Shout them, get them on.
Go.
You all right, everyone? Hope you're well. Hope you're still watching. Give the names a bit of a shout out then, Reedy.
So you've got, go on then, you get your names out. Your name.
Hello, Pauline. You all right? How's it going, everyone? You enjoying watching Reedy make a fool of himself? I want him to.
There you go.
Can they hear me?
Yeah. No, but I can talk to them about it.
No, because I want them to get you to sing a song.
Oh God, no, that's not happening.
All right then, Reedy. Ask him what the score's going to be. Ask him what the score's going to be.
Pauline, what's the score? What do you reckon the score's going to be? 2-1, Pauline. What do you say? 2-1 and 3-1.
Confidence, very much confidence, very much confidence. Cheers, ladies, for that. And Reedy, what was your score? You didn't actually say your score.
2-1, and I think I want to see Daka do it, so I'm going to go for another Daka brace. I don't think he'll start, but I think he'll come on and get 2 goals. So.
Oh, American Fox says Michael away coach. Yes, that is the away coach, Michael. That's Reedy and his backing singers that are not singing today. The voices have gone. But yeah, that's the away coach live as it happens. He didn't have much to say, did he? No, he didn't have much to say then. Oh, I think I know what you mean. Lucas said Brighton and Ipswich are not similar sized clubs to Leicester, I'm afraid. I think we've gone a bit further. It's a tough one, isn't it? I think we were the same size as Brighton and Ipswich, but I think we've got onwards and upwards now, haven't we, to be honest?
Yeah. I think thing is, like I say, since we're obviously winning the Premier League and then winning the FA Cup, it's gave us a bit more pressure to be like, we're the ones that need to be winning these sort of games now instead of them. So it's hard when kind of it's hard to come over here and get a win, but that's, like I said, that's what we need to come over here and win now. So.
No. Oh, Michael was on an away coach when he went to Liverpool, when he went to Leicester. So I bet that was a decent day going to Liverpool. Reedy, very quickly before we go, Napoli on Thursday. What do you think went wrong on Napoli? Was it the subs, tactical decisions? What do you think went wrong? Or was it the ref? You can blame the ref if you want.
When I get on my show, I gave the ref man of the match because of how awful he was. But I think it was substitutions. And I think the reason it kind of lost the ball a bit was because Perez came off for me. I think Perez was man of the match in the first half for me. Yes, he made a few subby issues a bit still, but when he got off the pitch at half time, I think it changed. There was no one there trying to win the ball back. Yes, indeed he was, but everyone else just wasn't trying to get a nick in everyone or do anything. So I think the substitutions really cost us because he brought Daka up after we got the second, lost the pace in the game, and then had to bring Vardy back on. So it was just why would you bring Daka off just bring Vardy on? But yeah.
What do the ladies think to Thursday night then? Quickly ask them before we go.
I want to know what you thought about Thursday night. What do you think about Thursday night? Crap ref. There you go.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that answers it in one foul swoop. That does Thursday night. Crap ref. You can't get more than that. Reedy, so what did you say? You said 2-1, didn't you? Did you say 2-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, most of them on the bus said 2-1, didn't they? So, are you on a minibus or are you on a full-size bus? Because is it just you four on the bus? Or is there's others on the other seats that are?
Yeah.
Right, Reedy, I'll let you go. How far do you think you've got left? How long are you normally there? It's about 3 hours to Brighton, is it, normally, from Leicester?
I would have thought it was about 4, but either way, I think we're going to be stopping off at the services soon. So we must be just over halfway now. Probably about another hour and a half to go, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Rightio. Well, if you have to sing a song, you better start singing Start the Bus. I want to wee very soon. You might be needing that one soon.
Maybe.
Right then, Reedy, cheers for coming on. Thanks for joining us on the bus. Say thanks to the ladies for joining me. I can't remember the names, but thank you for joining us, ladies. Tell them.
He says thank you for all joining. All good.
Maybe next week we'll get him on the show properly.
Maybe, yes.
Maybe. All right then, Reedy, cheers for joining, and we'll see you through the week sometime.
Yes, you will do. See
you later, Reedy. There we go. Reedy live from the bus. That's what you can click that link and come on live from the bus if you want. Just a few points before we. It's not like the way coach used to go on them. How times have changed. I think Helena. I think it's because of COVID. You can't sit next to each other, and I think you have to have separate seats now. That's the only problem. But other than that, I think at least fans are allowed at the game anymore. A couple of things. Do you know it's Jamie Vardy's 250th Premiership game today? Do you think he'll bag a goal today? Very quickly before I go, will Vardy bag today on his 250th appearance? JJ's out. Little Wes is out. Is Johnny Evans going to be out? Perez is out for one more game. Will we miss Perez after his performance against Napoli? Why was he only there for 45 minutes? It couldn't have been match fitness, surely. It couldn't have been match fitness. The team news. What do you think the team will be? Will we play a back three? Or will it all depend on whether Johnny Evans is fit? Yes, Luke, he does love a good goal against Brighton. He has scored a few. I'm not quite sure of his record. I think if Ross is still watching, let me know the record of that one, Ross. Yes, Vardy definitely needs to score. Vardy is back in form. I think Vardy is back in form, Dale, because there's crowds in. I think last year he struggled without no crowds. I think a lot of people struggled without no crowds. What do you think the team news will going to be? Casper's going to be in goal. Are we going to play a 4-4-2 like we did against Napoli? Will it be a 4-4-2 or will it be a 4-4-1? What? No, it wasn't. Yes. Yeah, it was a 4-4-2 sort of, wasn't it, against Napoli? Because Nacho and Daka were up top. So you had two strikers. Will we play the same kind of lineup again? Who knows? What's the score going to be? Everyone, please put their scores in. And talking of scores, we still have our competitions. If you want to win Pizza's Pizzeria, if you want to win pizzas from Pizza's Pizzeria, all you have to do is predict the first goal scorer and the correct score to win a pizza. Simple as that. There's a post on the main channel on Facebook or on Twitter or on Insta. The first goal scorer and the correct final score. That's all you need to do. That's it. Just correct that. Also, I haven't got a picture for it, but if you want to win 20 quid's worth of vouchers from your local chippy, from Bucks Chippy, that's where I used to live, from Pucker Pies, the time of the last goal scored. That's all you need to do to win a £20 voucher to spend at your chippy, given us to us by Pucker Pies. That's all you've got to do. All you got to do is write on the main list, write down what you think the last minute of the last goal is going to be, and also to win pizzas, the first goal score and the correct score. That's all you've got to do. Simple as that. 2 minutes, writing it down. That's as easy as that. We've got shows every week this week. We have got the watch along later, as we normal for the Brighton, because it's not on proper TV. You might be able to get it on a dodgy box somewhere. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You know what I mean. We've got the watch along today. We've got Phil's show, the Fan Zone show, Monday night. Tuesday night, we have got the WSL with Jack, talking about the women's game and how it's building. That channel's going up nicely. We're going pretty well with that one. Wednesday night, we might have the away fan show. We might have the watch along. We'll have to wait and see. It's either one or the other show. Thursday night, we have got the Prediction League, the Premier Prediction Show with Tom and Jack, with Victory and Vices joining them. A great channel they are. If you want to go and find them, look them up on YouTube and Twitter, Victory and Vices. Reedy's show on Friday night. And then we've got the Burnley. It is Burnley next week, isn't it? Then we've got Burnley on the Saturday. And no, not Burnley. Yeah, Burnley on it is Burnley, isn't it? Is it Burnley Saturday? Burnley Saturday. And me again next Sunday. So much appreciated. Yes, shows every week this week, every day this week, you mean. Bertrand with 2 assists from, I can't read that, Bogafarb, whoever that is, 75 minutes. Not on this one, Matthew, on the post on Facebook. That's what you've got to do. So I'm going to go. That's much appreciated you watching me. Nice and early. We had an AD from Albion Raw joining us. Check him out on Twitter and Facebook and everything like that. The normal kind of malarkey. So much appreciated. Let me just get rid of that one. No, you said it. Did I say it? Sorry. Sorry, Adrian. I meant to say we've got to show every day this week. Sorry. But yeah, I think everyone knew what I meant, AD. But right, it's much appreciated. Thanks for watching. It's ciao, ciao. Adios. Goodbye. Top of the morning to you. Come on, you foxes.
Thanks for watching Leicester Fan TV. Thanks to our sponsors, ADT Taxis, Everards, Pucka Pies, Pink Car Leasing, Leicester Riders, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Peter's Pizzeria, Hope Against Cancer, and Newbie & Co. Estate Agents. Make sure to follow us on all of our social channels at Leicester Fan TV. Visit our website, leicesterfantv.com.